Drafting is one of the most fun and exciting ways to play any card game. Opening boosters and knowing you're limited to a single pick really makes you appreciate every card in the pack. Each week, me and Sam will open 4 packs of each core DM era set and add a single card from each pack to our collections. We will then build decks and play a best of 3 with the loser banning 1 card. The first player to reach 10 wins takes the trophy and is crowned DM champion. Join us as we return to the game's inception and draft the oldest cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! In this series, Yu-Gi-Oh! Generation Draft. But how would you like a fresh hand, Sam?
Don't.
How does that sound?
No, you're gonna see my new card.
Oh, okay, that makes the recruiter strat seem a lot better. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna see this card in a minute anyway, so.
Yeah.
What have I got on board? I got 1800, which means I am like 2000 shy. Well, fortunately we drew this, so I think that's just game.
Yep. Okay, so setting those wouldn't have bad.
So here we are again after our latest win against Sam. So Sam has opted to ban our Chaos Emperor Dragon, which means our Chaos strategy is now basically dead. With no Chaos monsters, there's no real reason to play specifically a bunch of Lights and Darks, which is a little bit freeing because that means then we don't need to play all of those bad Light monsters in our deck. It does mean we might need to try and bring something a bit different this week. So we're looking for things to bolster our other strategies that we've kind of got on the go. We do have the zombie deck on the go, and we are trying to build into like a little warrior strategy, but neither of those decks seem to be going anywhere fast. So we're going to have to kind of just see what we pull and go from there. So fingers crossed we get something useful. So it's far into the first pack. Pack number 1. Nothing particularly good here. Right, pack number 2. Ooh, the third Pot of Greed. There's no way we don't take that, right? I think we have to take this. It's a really, really good card. It's always going to be in the deck. Best card in the game. Why not? Pack number 2. Secret Rare 1000 Dragon. Of all the cards we could get, we got Secret Rare 1000 Dragon. Unfortunately, not very good. I guess we will be taking the 1000 Dragon because we already have a place at a 7-colored fish with this third one. So, I mean, there's no way we play Masterful, right? Yeah, we're just going to take 1000 Dragon because this is basically a dud pack anyway. Alright, Magic Ruler has some of the best spell cards in the game. We're looking for any of the hand drip cards. We're looking for any of the recruiters. We're looking for Snatch Steal. Let's see what we can get. The Secret Rare Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. Not really what we were after, unfortunately. What are we doing with the rest of this pack? There's no way we take the Blue Eyes Toon. Not even just to be funny. I'll leave the bloody 2 Toons as well. Sonic Bird, not super useful. Guardian of the Throne Room is like okay if we get a ton of limiter removals. Spear Cretin's good. Sonic Bird has some very limited uses. High Tide Gyojin is not really good enough, I don't think, to make it into the water deck. So we'll take a Spear Cretin here. Right, pack number 2. Toon Summon Skull. It really wants me to play Toons. Nimble Momonga is an interesting one. How many Nimbles do I actually have? We only have 1 copy of this card. I could take Upstart, but I'm not sure. Because Upstart's also a really good card. I think we're going to take... We'll take the Upstart Goblin. I think I like the idea of having... No, but we're going to take the Nimble Momonga. I like the idea of trying to get a place at this, and that's our second. Right, pack number 3. Mother Grizzly is definitely the pick here. Finally, we're getting some recruiters. Not the best recruiter, but we are trying to build a water strategy at the moment, so maybe it is a little bit better than we think. But this card could eventually go into things like Catapult Turtle with Magical Scientist and try and get that kind of strategy going. All right, last pack of Spell Ruler, hoping for something good in the close. Second Mother Grizzly. That's interesting. We have 2 Mother Grizzlies now. Maybe that Magical Scientist burn strategy will come around. And also, if we can pull some Legendary Ocean, we might actually play this week. Alright, last pack of Pharaoh Servant. Anything good in the closed? Oh, that is a brilliant card. Dust Tornado. Finally, we have access to a little bit more Spell Trap Destruction. With this, we now have the 2 copies of Noble Extermination, the Breaker, and the Dust Tornado, which means 4 Spell Trap Destruction means we're almost catching up to Sam. Obviously, he still has a lot more than us, but this is something. Right, last pack of Chronic Guardian. We're still so light from this pack. There's still so much we need. Even just Gravekeeper's Spy at common would be fantastic. Let's see what we can get. Book of Life, Metamorphosis, Yomi Ship, Book of Taiyu. So here's not a terrible pack. I think we're taking the Book of Life though, right? I think we always take Book of Life here. Pack number 2, Apprentice Magician. This is what we're after. So that is that our first or our second? That is our third Apprentice Magician. Oof, we have a lot of these. And we only actually have the one of Vindictive, so now we're probably going to be looking to pick these up. All right, last pack of this. Ooh, My Body is a Shield. This is the first one of these I think we've seen. And a second Magical Scientist. So Magical Scientist is not going to be useful for a little while yet. And it is a common, so it should keep coming up. So I think My Body is a Shield is going to be more useful now. So we're going to take that. Next pack. Skill Drain. That is a great card. Archfiend's Oath and Ojama Trio both have some interesting synergies, but they're both with these like very gimmicky decks that are coming together very slowly. Despair, I believe we already have. We only have 2 of it, so we could take a third Despair, but I think it's going to be the Skill Drain. Skill Drain is just too good of a card to not take. Alright, Invasion of Chaos. This is now a lot weaker of a set since all of the big Chaos monsters are gone. No CD, no BLS, and no Chaos Sorcerer. So we're hoping to not see any of those cards. So let's just see what we can find. Berserk Gorilla, on the other hand, fantastic card. We have actually been really hoping to find this card, and we need more of it. So fingers crossed we can play a couple more in a minute. Pack number 2, Enraged Battleox. That's another card we've been looking for. The Beast Down strategy's coming together. Alright, pack number 4 of Ancient Sanctuary. Oh! Zaborg, the Thunder Monarch. Finally, he has shown up. Now, if we can just get a Mobius, that would be fantastic to try and finish off a kind of Monarch strategy. But yeah, Zaborg, fantastic pickup. Very happy about that. Alright, Rise of Destiny. So we have, I believe, last week pulled in a Creator, which means we're looking for Creator Incarnate, so we can try and get that online. So pack number 1, Dakoichi. This card just will not stop showing up. We already have a playset of Dakoichi, so having this card does nothing for us, unfortunately. Alright, last chance at a Creator Incarnate. I don't think we'll play it unless we have 2 of it anyway, so it's not going to matter too much, but let's see if we can find one. Just none. Just no Creator Incarnates. And yet another Dakoichi. That's like our 5th or 6th Dakoichi we've seen. Alright, pack number 2. DDV is a very good card, and that's our 2nd copy. So if we do want to play like the Skill Drain build, maybe we can make something happen there. Pack number 3. Phoenix Wing Wing Blast is really, really strong. We happily take this. It's really good removal, and it spins a card back to the top of the deck, which can be frustrating for Sam because he won't be able to draw it out. Right, final pack of the opening. We really want the Sacred Phoenix. We really, really want the Sacred Phoenix. Can we get the Sacred Phoenix? No. No, we cannot get the Sacred Phoenix. What are we taking here, though? Golem Sentry is probably the best card here. Yeah, we'll take that. And there we go. Okay, so that's it for the pack opening. We have gotten some okay cards, but overall, I'd say this is maybe a little bit weak. Our big standouts are obviously our Pot of Greed, our Dust Tornado, 2 copies of Mother Grizzly. We finally got our first Legendary Ocean, although it might be a bit late for that. We've got our 3rd Call of the Mummy, but with only 1 Pyramid Turtle. I'm not sure how well that's going to work out. We've got our 3rd Apprentice Magician, but again, we have no Magician of Faith, and we don't have Sacred Phoenix, so I'm not sure how good this card's going to be. We've started getting our Beast Down strategy together, and we do have Skill Drain. We might end up having to do this for this week. We also got the Borg, which is really, really big, and the DDV, as well as the Phoenix Wing Wing Blast. These are all just fantastic kind of staple-ish cards. And we managed to finish off some of our more level-oriented strategies. So we're a bit all over the place at the moment, and we're not entirely sure what we're going to do. We'll have to fire on into Deck Edit and see what we can do with this. So for today's side set, we'll be opening Collectible Tins 2004. But for these cards, we will basically be using the promos from those tins, putting them on this wheel, and then spinning the wheel a specific number of times based on whether we won or lost the last episode, and adding those cards to our collection. So we have 6 promos loaded up, and me and Sam are going to be spinning on this wheel to see what we get. So is there anything on here that you're specifically looking for, Sam?
I would like Blade Knights and Command Knights, and maybe a Swift Gaia or 2.
I think those are definitely the standouts. I'm not even sure the other 3 are worth looking at, to be honest. Insect Queen is just really bad, requires 2 tributes to get out. It summons attack mode monsters to your own field, and there isn't really a lot of good insect support to go with it. Total Defense Shogun is, again, it's a bit weak. It's kind of Super Heavy Samurai before Super Heavy Samurais. Not particularly useful. And Command Knight, again, not Command Knight, sorry. Obnoxious Cut the Guardian. Just, it's not killable by 1900s or more, but we have access to so many good under 1900 attack monsters that it's just not really worth it.
I wouldn't hate an Obnoxious Celtic Guardian to have in the back pocket, but it's not my go-to.
Yeah, I think pretty much the same. All right, so the way this is going to work is I will spin the wheel, and that will be my pick, and then we'll spin it twice, and that will be both go to Sam's collection, and then keep going like that until we've done 15 spins. Because I won the episode, I will get 5 spins. Because Sam lost the episode, he will get 10 spins. So I'm actually a little bit scared that Sam walks away with a playset of Blade Knight, maybe a playset of Command Knight. Oh, that's the worst case scenario. Maybe we'll get lucky, and I'll walk away with all of that, and Sam will walk away with just a load of Insect Queens. That'd be nice.
No. No.
Right. So let's do the first spin. So this is going to be mine. Ooh. Command Knight? We'll take a Command Knight. We do like the Warriors. We're very happy with a Command Knight as our first pick. Alright.
Go on then, spin me.
Right,
Get
so
me an
Sam's...
Insect Queen, most likely.
Well, you got 2 spins. So even if you get an Insect Queen now, you could make up for it with the other one, right?
Yeah.
So let's see what your first spin gets you. Oh, we called it.
Yeah, it was always going to happen.
Alright, well, there's your Insect Queen. And then your second spin. Fingers crossed you get something good. Ooh, that looks like a Blade Knight.
That's the Blade Knight. That's good. That's
I think Blade Knight is the best card on this wheel. I think it's generically good. You can play it in Warriors. You can play it in a pure light deck, which is maybe a little bit niche, but that is an option. And it's just generically good as a 2000 beta that can also stop flip effects.
Yeah.
So let's go again. So this will be my second pick. Let's see what we got. Ooh, Swift Gaia? I mean, we'll take a Swift Gaia. We do not want more than 1 Swift Gaia. I think 1 is pretty much the cap on this card, but 1 is fine. I did come 3rd place in quite a large tournament with Swift Gaia in the deck, so I'm quite happy to see that. Right, let's see Sam's 3rd spin.
Okay.
Okay, Sam also with a Swift Gaia. You happy with your Swift Gaia?
Yeah. I've named the 3 that I'm happy with. I'd take a second Swift Gaia. I don't know if I'd play a second, but having a second isn't awful.
Well, don't worry, Sam. Let's get you that second Swift Gaia right now.
No. Okay.
There it is. It's not awful. That's what was said.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not.
All right, so this will be my 3rd spin. Now, is it time for me to get a dud? Oh, it looks like it is. Oh, go on, give me Total Defense. Yeah, I at least like Total Defense Shogun. It's not a very good card, but I like the art on it, and I like the idea behind the card. So we're not too upset about Total Defense Shogun. All right, so this will be your 5th.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is number 5.
Looks like Obnoxious Celtic Guardian, which I think it might actually be Obnoxious Celtic Guard, but I think it's just because like a character limit.
Yeah.
But whatever.
That's fine. Like again, I'd rather have that over Shogun or Insect Queen.
Yeah, definitely.
He still goes in the warrior strategy because I probably won't have enough good warriors.
Well, plus you've got the rotor to actually search it out, so you know there's a little bit of synergy there. Right, this will be your.
Right.
What's this? Your 6th?
Give me a Command Knight. Command Knight.
What about a second Obnoxious Celtic Guard?
What about a second Blade Knight? No, keep going. No.
Well, it could be worse, right?
I
mean, again, it could be Insect Queen or Total Defense.
Technically, yes, but I really need to pick up some of these Command Knights.
Well, let's see if my 4th spin can't be a Command Knight, eh? Looks like we're definitely not hitting that. This looks like an Insect Queen.
Good.
There's our biggest dud so far. So that means I've got 50% playable, 50% duds right now. So if I can end on a playable, I'll be quite happy. Command Knight as a one-off, I'm not sure if that's good enough to play, but if I get at least a second copy, I think that validates that. Blade Knight is always going to be useful. So I guess that's kind of, we're hoping for just one of those for our last one. But let's see what your, God, what is this? Your 7th?
It's been number 7.
Ooh. Oh, this is always going to be a dud.
Unfortunate.
Well, you haven't got a Total Defense Shogun yet, right? Let's see if we can get you that now.
Come on, Command Knight. Come.
Oh, no.
No.
We've gone to the shit part of the wheel. Oh, it's Insect Queen as well.
Even worse.
Is that a playset of Insect Queen?
Yeah, it is.
Well, that insect strategy, yeah? Right, well, this is my final spin, my 5th and final. So let's hope, again, we're looking for the Blade Knight or the Command Knight. Either is fine.
I'm just gonna re-look up Insect Queen and was like, please tell me that we were all just wrong and this card is actually good.
So we actually played it, me and Alex, in Speed Duel recently, and that card really is just not good. Like,
Okay, yeah, this card looks ass.
well, Noxious Gut the Guardian is basically useless, so that is a bit of a shame. Again, the one Command Knight, I'm not sure if a single is going to be good enough to do anything. We did get the one Swift Gaia, but again, if I'm not playing a warrior strategy, again, I'm not sure if that's going to be particularly useful.
Yeah.
But let's see your 9th card.
We go double Command Knight right now.
Oh, yeah, looks like you're getting it.
Oh, we got one. Okay.
So that's one of Command
We're
Knight.
on the board.
So you got what? One Command Knight, one Blade Knight, and then everything else is the other stuff.
3 Insect Queen, 2 Obnoxious, 2 Swift Gaia.
Okay. So, and again, you're in the same boat. You want Command Knight or Blade Knight here.
Yeah.
So let's see what you get as your last card. Well,
Oh, okay. I got one of every card. Okay.
Well, at least you got one of each. Like, I mean, obviously you don't really want some of these, but you got a Blade Knight. I don't have a Blade Knight, so you have that at least. I believe, again, these cards will be reprinted in a side set, but that won't be for a little bit. So this is all you're going to have out of these for a while.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess let's jump into deck building and see what we can come up with. So this is the deck we're going to be bringing to today's game. This is Skill Drain. It's not the best Skill Drain build because we don't have a lot of the powerful Skill Drain monsters in multiples. Things like Fusila Dragon, things like Yugioh, like Giant Orc, Zombira, Flash Assailant, all of these kind of big attack monsters. We'd like to have kind of playsets of these, so whenever we're summoning monsters, it's just bigger than 2000. But we have to do what we have to do. We don't have a lot of options to us. And especially with the amount of spell trap removal Sam has, this might not actually work out quite how we want to, because if he is able to flip over a Dust Tornado, MST, or Heavy Storm, he can destroy our skill drain and basically completely shut down our strategy. We're going to do what we can, because I think this is the best deck we can build at the moment with the pools that we have. So go through the card by card. We're on just a bunch of vanillas in Insect Knight, Archfiend Soldier, Opticlops, Dark Blade. Then we're on some of our monsters that work pretty well into Skill Drain, like Fusila Dragon. Fiend Mega Cyber can get special summoned. That's why it's in here. It doesn't necessarily play well or not very well with Skill Drain. It just kind of is a good card. Yugioh, Giant Orc, Zombira the Dark, Flash Assailant, Berserk Gorilla, and the Triple Dark Elf. So then we get kind of a power drop as we go down to 1800s. We have Homunculus, 2 copies of Regenerating Mummy, Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke. We are on the Breaker still. This is a 1600 under Skill Drain, and if Skill Drain does get destroyed for whatever reason, we can just summon this, use its effect to pop a back row, which is all still just going to be really good. And then Witch the Black Forest, which does work under Skill Drain and can search out most of our beaters. So for our Spell Trap Destruction, we're on Nobleman, and obviously our Dust Tornado. We're on the 3 Pot of Greed, since we pulled one this week. We are on Monster Reborn, 3 copies of Smashing Ground for removal, Book of Moon, really versatile card, Rush Recklessly, and Mirror Wall for the damage step tricks. Then we're on Bottomless Trap Hole. We still only got one of this, unfortunately. 3 copies of Skill Drain, because we need it for the deck, and Solemn Judgment, which hopefully can protect our Skill Drain. So in the side deck, we are on our removal in Old Vindictive and Maneater. This is in case Sam is still on the Jinzo Horus deck. We just want a way to be able to kind of out that lock. We're on 3 copies of Dispel and 3 copies of Remove Trap in case he's on any kind of stall shenanigans. Lightning Vortex in case he's swarming. Mystic Plasma Zone is in here for a very specific reason, and that if Sam isn't on dark monsters, we can bring this in and pump all our guys up to just be really big, because a lot of our big guys are darks, and it also works really well with Deck Devastation Virus. So we contribute a dark monster to a 2000 or more attack, look at your opponent's hand, all monsters they control, and all cards they draw until the end of their 3rd turn after this card's activation, destroy all those monsters with 1500 or less attack. So this destroys all of Sam's wimpy monsters. So if if he's on a kind of control strategy, this will just completely destroy him. But this works really well with Skill Drain, because a lot of our monsters are dark monsters with more than 2000 attack. Fusila Dragon, the Fiend Mega Cyber, Giant Orc, Zombira, Flash Assailant, and the Dark Elves are all viable targets for this card. On top of that, if we use Mystic Plasma Zone, we can make all of our weaker monsters, like Regenerating Mummy, like our Breaker the Magical Warrior, become bigger than 2000, which makes them also valid targets for Deck Devastation Virus. So this is in the side deck because we don't know if Sam's going to be on that kind of deck. He might just be playing a beatdown deck. If he's also on a Skill Drain deck, then Deck Devastation Virus can be basically useless against him, so that's why it's in the side. Then we're on the Regeki Break, really good removal. This is basically our best spell trap removal at the moment, outside of the Dust and the Breaker, so we'll probably bring this in if we feel we need it. And then the one of Saku, we just couldn't really find room for it in the deck, and I think responding to a summon is usually better than responding to an attack, so that's why I've gone with it in the side. So that's the deck. I'm feeling middlingly confident. We are on a bit of a win streak, but we have had all of our Chaos stuff banned now. So hopefully we can pull it out. But let's fire into the game and see what Sam's got for us.
Ooh.
Time's flying a little bit, right? Because it feels like we only just started doing this. But I suppose that's just going to happen if you're like having a good time. It feels weird that this is week 6, which means we've been doing this for 6 weeks, which is a month and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Time flies.
As you were saying before, this is kind of do or die for you a little bit. You're on a bit of a lost streak. Well, I guess not so much a streak. You've only lost 2 in a row? 3 in a row?
I've lost 3 in a row.
Yeah.
And in counter to that, I had to ban Chaos 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So yes, I've lost 3, but in my mind, I'm like, Chaos was the best deck during that era for a reason, right?
Well, even so, because GOAT format, which, you know, we're not playing GOAT format, but it's the closest, like, parallel we have.
Yeah.
The best decks in GOAT are always Chaos decks. Now, there is, like, some caveat to that, like, sometimes a deck wins that doesn't have Chaos in it. But even decks that aren't Chaos decks typically run, like, a couple of Chaos cards, right? Like, it would be, like, Warrior, which is quite a popular deck in GOAT, that runs BLS to Chaos Sorcerer a lot of the time, right? So even though they don't call it a Chaos deck, or you could maybe call it Chaos Warrior, it's still Chaos. And I feel like it's such an easily splashable thing into just about anything that you kind of have to deal with it. But now that those cards are all gone, that means that we will be guaranteed on something a little bit different. Obviously, you haven't touched Chaos. I assume you went into this knowing that you were going to probably end up banning all of mine. So you were kind of like, well, I'm not going to bother taking these Chaos cards unless it's kind of the only good thing in the pack.
You got such a good first week pull that I was like, but literally, I didn't see a Chaos. I think I saw a Chaos Sorcerer week 1. But I went, week 1 or week 2, but I wanted the Smashing Ground. And that was the only Chaos monster I saw.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, you're pretty much full power Chaos. And I've got nothing. There's no point me trying to catch up to play the same deck.
Yes, I think that's sensible. I guess the flip side to that is that since you did turn down quite a few powerful cards, that does mean that your deck maybe felt a little bit underwhelming, like a little bit. But that's gonna happen, right?
Chaos,
Plus, if you do plan to ban it, you basically get to nullify a lot of my picks, right? Because I've had to pick a lot of powerful light monsters, or at least the best ones I could get my hands on. And now those light monsters that are maybe not as good as everything else that I could possibly be running are now looking a little bit less appetizing. So I've potentially wasted a couple of picks on the big boss monsters, which includes the Chaos Sorcerer, because I think we only had 2, but obviously we would have gone for the 3rd if we still had them. Now a lot of our light cards are also kind of a waste as well. We don't have any of the other big enablers for Chaos at the moment. Like, we didn't have anything. Well, I don't have Dimension Fusion. Obviously, Return from the Different Dimension is something we're not going to have access to. So, you know, I didn't manage to go completely all in. But I guess that's the power of Chaos, that it is basically splashable, right?
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about your pools as well this week?
I think I got 1 card of note. Trying to go in the memory bank.
It has been a week since we did our pools, so
I got 1 card that's noteworthy. That's good for me and bad for you. But at the same time, I think my pools. I think, as you'll see this week, because I'm bringing something fresh.
Okay.
I've gotten really good common pulls,
which a lot of the time can be better in a lot of ways, because that if you got a lot of them as well, that means your deck could drastically change and the consistency of your deck could like rapidly evolve.
Yeah. So I remember when I first tried to build that the level deck. Yeah. The next week, I just got all of the Masked Dragons and Dragon level 3s. Just 4 packs in a row. Thank you. And I was like, cool. And that's kind of how it's been, because the past 2-3 weeks, I've been trying to build this deck. And they're all kind of from the same set. And then I've managed to go, oh, this week I got a playset of this. Now I just need those other two. And then the next week it was like, oh, the playset of the other one. Like, oh.
So it's all just kind of falling into place a little bit.
Yeah, the worry with this deck is like Chaos. Well, like anything. But this deck specifically, it revolves so much around one card that if it gets banned,
I think
the deck does just fall apart. But
I think that's going to be a common theme moving forward. Because
I
we can just play good stuff, right? And good stuff is always going to be good, right? And like things like it's hard to try and justify a ban on something like a Smashing Ground or a Sakuretsu Armor because they're so easily accessible and you can use them in anything. So like banning them doesn't stop someone from doing something. Whereas
if you ban like a Recruiter, for example, like if I banned Pyramid Turtle,
that
basically just do zombies in half.
Yeah. And then a lot for not as much, I guess, the other ones, but it does hurt. I think Mystic Tomato has always been the best Recruiter.
Yeah. But I think that's because he goes in Chaos again.
Yeah, but
he goes into Sangan.
I think he goes into Sangan and Witch. He can go into like Nudoria. There's just a lot of very good generic powerful cards that he floats into, which I guess is the main primary reason he's used. But my pulls this week, again, it's been a while, but I don't think I got anything crazy. I remember I got one super that I was quite happy to get, but I don't think that's gonna like change everything. And I got a rare card you're gonna be very annoyed that I got, but we can talk about that towards the end of the episode.
Okay. I mean, rares are rares, right? So,
shall we fire on in and see what we both got?
Yeah.
And let's see what we've both brought. I'm expecting something exciting. Rock. Since you banned my rocks.
I think I've won rock, paper, scissors every week or something, and I've struggled between going first and second.
I'm just going to go second, mate. Not going to think about it.
So I'm actually happy that you've won here.
I think I'm always going to want the extra card. I think I don't care as much about...
but I think in Chaos it doesn't matter. But against Chaos, I felt like I've always needed the aggro, but I've always wanted the extra card.
Yes.
So again, I always had this internal issue.
Well, there is a way to get an extra card. And it's with Pot of Greed.
Oh, yeah. Just keep smiling.
Alright, I guess I'm going to do this. I'm going to summon Zombira. We're going to get a battle. And we'll just see what you got. Ooh, okay. Okay.
I already
Mother is here.
A little bit away. We'll go for Starboy.
Okay. I was really, really worried you were about to drop a Catapult Turtle.
No, I'm not that mean.
Right, we'll set 2 back row and pass. I mean, I think it would be funny to catapult OTK. Well, again, I should have just looked at your fusion deck and seen you're on nothing. But it'd be funny to do it once and then like just ban it out completely, right? Because you just hit Scientist, right? And then that deck just falls apart.
Yeah. Okay. We will normal summon the 7-colored fish.
7-colored fish? So he's going to get a boost up to 23. Yes, that's fine.
I mean, I can't... There's certain cards I am unable to play around.
Yeah.
So we're just going to go in.
Alright, I'm going to activate. I don't remember if I had this last week or not, but this is Book of Moon.
Okay, that's good for me.
Yeah.
Because you could have booked the Starboy.
You're right. That would have been way better.
So I'll take that as a W.
I should have thought about that a little bit more. I think I will. All right. Here's a card that you should be quite familiar with. I summon Homunculus the Alchemic Being.
Yeah.
My light monster.
You've been running this, yeah?
I'm going to battle phase here. We'll attempt to attack over your Starboy. And then we're going to get over your fish. I'm going to lower our attack again and pass back to you.
I'm smiling. What you got?
Well, I have a card I could use. This board state does not require any adjustments at the moment.
Okay. So another reason why I'm running this, but also hampers my pools because 2 tournament packs, one is a super, and then the rest is rares. I managed to get this little guy.
Ooh, that's cool. Okay, so you get to freely attack into my Zombire if you want.
Which is what we are going to try and do.
I think we're fine with this. This is fine.
And then we will...
Okay. So this is my turn during your opponent's standby phase. Okay. Alright, I will normal summon Archfiend Soldier.
Yeah.
I will then have a little thinky about what I want to do. I think I'm going to do this now. I want the tempo back. I'm going to activate Monster Reborn.
Jesus.
Now the question becomes, which one do I want? Zombira is good. 7 colored lets me... I guess if you have any like water boosts, 7 colored also gets to benefit from them. I think I'm going to take the 7 colored. We'll go battle here. I will attack with 7 colored into Aqua Spirit. Then we'll attack with Archfiend Soldier into Giant Red Sea Snake. And pass the turn.
Swift. Having some issues over here.
Okay, like you on the defense. The problem is, right now... Right, we're going to do this. We'll change this to attack. We're going to go straight to battle. If that is a Spirit Reaper, I just have to deal with it. And if you have a Mirror Force, then I just have to deal with it. Okay. That's fine.
Let's thin the deck out a little bit, because there's certain cards that we need to get to.
Alright, what we float into now? Mermaid Knight. This card can attack twice if Umi is on the... Right, so we know you're on a Legendary Ocean. Let's peel that off right now.
As I said, this deck dies with 1 ban. Oh.
So we're digging for a legend, which means one of your face downs is probably Tornado. Well, that's pretty easy to get common. That also probably means you're on things like Terra King Salmon and Giga Gaga Gigo. All of which is pretty terrifying. More back row. I could get aggressive, but you could just have a Needle Ceiling. I don't think you've got Mirror Force. You could have Torrential. I mean, you could have Mirror Force. I think we're going to play conservatively for now and just attack with... Ooh, Sea Serpent. Alright, we'll get in for 19. We'll get in for 18. We'll go main 2. We will set another back row and pass back.
This turn is do or die. No. I had 3 My Body as a Shields as the back row.
Oh, okay. Okay, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
It wasn't a brick, but I was like, I don't need you guys right now.
I mean, it was oddly kind of a brick, right? Because if you don't have anything to use them with, what they do.
Situation.
Yeah. That's right. Let's fire into game 2 and see what we can do. Alright. Now you get to choose first, second again.
Yeah, I definitely need the extra card here.
But am I going second, really? With Pot of Greed! Alright, we're going to summon out Dark Elf.
Okay.
Going to set 2 back row.
I'm trying to, like, see what's up, because it feels like you're just on guys with big attack. You know, because I've not really seen anything else.
Who knows, maybe I am just on guys with big attack. Let's see what you've got there. I'm going to activate a trap card that is going to be possibly quite annoying for you. Deck Devastation Virus. Oh, that is a big DDV. That is catastrophic for you, I feel.
That was mildly annoying, yeah.
We'll summon out Archfiend Soldier, go to battle, and then just attack with it.
Especially because it's actually only the Reapers and really the Mother Grizzlies that I have that affects.
Yeah, well, I saw you were on the Mother Grizzlies, and I was like, well, your Mother Grizzlies must be floating into something, even if it's just the mermaid.
Yeah.
So I actually sided this in. But I do know what's in your hand now.
But unfortunately, I'm really, really starting to get annoyed that every week we play, I'm just like, right, okay, this is the strategy, and then I just draw monsters.
Yeah, I mean, that's just playing card games, right? Sometimes you're just going to draw all the shit. So set, go battle, get in for 19. Main 2, set, pass.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't. Yeah, wow, it was over. I literally didn't have a playable monster. So
I mean, I have lethal damage, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Shall we get a game 3 on the go?
Yeah. Oh, this is really frustrating me week after week now. It feels like no matter what I play, I'm just gonna brick till the end of time.
Yeah. It's really awkward as well because there's not... With the kind of deck that you're playing, it basically comes down to do you find a Legendary Ocean, right?
Well, yeah, but even in that scenario, like, back row would be nice.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
I don't know how much back row you're on, so it's hard for me to like call that.
Yeah, I'm still on bottomlesses. I'm still on Sakuretsu armors, right? So it's like I still have cards. I still have removal. Why did you give me all of my tribute monsters?
This is not a great going first hand. Set 2 pass.
I haven't particularly got much better.
I think I need to stem this as much as I can at the moment. Oh, that sorts me out. Archfiend Soldier. No, that's my thing. Okay, we will set another back row and pass. Yeah, that's fine. It's a tricky one as well because 7 coloured fish, and obviously I think you're on the Sea Serpent Warrior of Darkness, are 18s without the field spells, so they're just kind of a little bit underpowered.
Yeah, but I mean that is the case. It's always going to be the case.
You got any terraformings yet?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're just not seeing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we very reluctantly gonna just take 36 damage. Alright, now we can special summon the Fiend Mega Cyber.
Nice.
Then we will normal summon.
Probably should have been running this guy this week, just because he's so good. But
yeah, I think he's just good enough.
I
Generically,
I really found it hard to find space.
We'll go battle. Attempt to get over your Sea Snake.
Yeah, because from my perspective, it literally looks like you're just playing guys with big attack.
Yep. I mean, I am playing guys with big attack.
Right.
Oh, the Pog.
I mean, let's see if you got anything.
Not for that. Yep, that's fine.
I think right now I can't afford to run into a Saku.
But then you're not playing around smashing ground.
Yeah, well,
I was waiting for you to just have the My Body.
unfortunately not this time.
This is where things get a little bit tricky. I'm... I think I'm going to go straight to battle here.
Okay.
Just attack with Insect Knight.
Well, I have the tornado wall.
Okay. There's not a lot I can do about that. So we'll pass the turn.
This is what I meant by if you didn't get back row removal, then you basically, as far as I know from your card pool, have to have Solemn if I do drop these 2 cards.
I mean, I have Regeki Break.
Oh, you do have Regeki Break. And I guess you could have sided in remove traps or D-spells, which would make sense, I guess.
He has slightly more attack than I do. Wow. Goodbye, Insect Knight. Well, I guess we'll summon this out and then pass.
I will crash.
Yep, that's fine. Into a set. Alright, I guess it's time to show you what I'm actually on. Activate Skill Drain.
Okay. I assumed this might be about.
Go to battle. This is in case this is a Spirit Reaper. Okay, yeah, so he should still get his effect. Or she. I don't know what you're trying to float into outside of just... I guess I'll just pass on this.
See, the issue I have here is you have so much back row.
Yep.
Like, I don't technically have to worry about dying right now, but I still need to out things. Okay, we're just gonna have to see what you got.
Okay. Think we'll allow it. We got Yomi ship or something? Ah, okay, Starboy.
Skill drain. Skill drain, yeah. Yeah. I forgot about the skill drain.
Well, we will...
You gotta have something back there. The mirror wall, the Sakuretsu armor, rush
We
recklessly.
have the rush.
Something is back there. Yeah.
You got me to use it. Yeah, I guess we'll just go to battle and just hit over it for 0 damage.
I forgot about the skill drain, but...
I'm gonna just assert dominance by hitting you for 0.
Yeah, that's fair.
Then we'll pass.
And then I play the game of waiting to draw outs.
Alright, now it's time to reveal to you a new card I pulled this week. It's a super rare that I said you wouldn't like me having. Dust Tornado.
Nice.
So now, can I attack through all of your stuff is the question. To attack, and summon out Berserk Gorilla. We'll go battle phase. We will go Flash Assailant into defense mode. We will go... This is where shit gets a bit dicey if you've got specific trap cards. Alright, we will attack with Fusila Dragon. We'll pay respect. That's fine. We will attack with Giant Orc. We will attack with Berserk Gorilla. We will go to end phase.
Surprise!
Alright. What on earth is in your graveyard? That's my next question. Okay, that's fine. So you've got another Tornado Wall face down. You've got another Legendary Ocean in hand. So with that in mind, I think the best thing I can do is go on the defensive.
I mean...
Well, that's a funny draw. I don't know if it's particularly useful here, but... Alright, it's time to reveal to you the new rare I got, Sam. I use
Nice.
new very loosely. It is the third pot of greed. Now behold, nobleman of extermination.
Okay, you hit that one.
Then I'm gonna set. Then I'm gonna fire off Smashing Ground. I'm gonna fire off Solemn Judgment. Then I'm gonna pass.
I don't think I can still win. Alright, I'll reveal to you my ultra rare this week.
Did you just draw it? Was it the last card in your deck?
And the last card in my deck, which will also potentially annoy you because I've got so many already.
Wait, have you got 2 MST?
2 MST, 2 dust now.
I just got my first dust.
But unfortunately, I thought, aha, he's put everything in defense mode, I have a chance. And then you... Smashing Ground, Solemn by Smashing Ground.
I was sat there like,
Yeah.
I could just Solemn the Legendary Ocean, but I looked through your graveyard and there's only one in there, so I was like, well, he's got to have the other one in hand, right?
Yeah, I do. Fair enough. GG.
Yeah, I'll just end the turn. I was looking through your graveyard.
I mean, yeah, your deck kind of really harshly hurts mine. Just because it's filled with big guys, and my deck really gets boned by big guys when it doesn't have a Legendary Ocean.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. When you've got a Legendary Ocean down, I feel like you almost have the advantage because
Yes,
a lot of your...
as my deck should.
Yeah, a lot of your level 5s become 26s and 2650s. I have 1 copy of Fusila Dragon, so I just have to have the 128.
Yeah.
Other than that, in the beatdown game, you should be winning a lot of the time because I think I have 1 copy of Giant Orc, 1 copy of Jirai Gumo, then
Yes,
like
but at
Dark
the same
Elf.
time, if I don't have a Legendary Ocean, I'm still fine against a majority of decks.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be playing 1900, 2000 attackers, you know?
Yeah. Well, that was the other part of my deck, right? Was that I have 2 copies of Deck Devastation Virus now, and I was like, well, this card is good against like control decks, but again,
Yeah.
you need to get 2000 attack monsters out, and I'm like, well, I do have the Skill Drain, so I could combine like Skill Drain with Deck Devastation Virus and all these kind of 2000 attackers in Giant Orc, the Dark Elf, which obviously we replace that of, things like the Flash Assailant. So like I feel like I had a lot of stuff that I could use that with, and obviously in game 2 that paid dividends because I just hit. Apparently, you had like all of your weak monsters in your entire deck in your hand at the time.
Yeah, I managed to draw both Spirit Reapers, and I had a Mother Grizzly. And I sided out a Mermaid Knight as well, so I was literally down to only 6 targets for DDV to actually hit, and it hit 3.
But I do like your deck. Were you just not on Smashing Ground then? You just couldn't find room for it?
Yeah, so the logic was I need to run a lot of monsters.
Yeah.
I felt like I needed to have a high monster count. Because if I do finally draw a Legendary Ocean, if I just don't have monsters, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
I was running the Sakuretsus instead of the Smashing Grounds, so that I had more control over what I could destroy.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't find space for 3 Saku, 3 Smash.
Yeah.
I felt like my bodies were supposed to be highly important. because I don't have a
you
play
stick
set
a big
of the
guy
big
and then you
guys.
want to keep him there.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, exactly.
That completely makes sense. And I would be doing the same. I might have one My Body as a shield. I don't even know if I have more than one at the moment. And not for lack of trying. But let's have a look at your deck. So yeah, you're on. Yeah, it's funny how I was sat there like, man, if he just smashing grounds me, I'm just gonna lose. But obviously, you can't know that prior to the game.
Yeah, exactly.
God, it sickens me that you have so much spell trap removal that you're side decking 3 of them.
Well, in this deck specifically,
Yeah.
I felt like I can't main deck Heavy Storm.
Yeah, and you got 5 slots immediately eaten up by Tornado Wall and
Yeah.
the Legendary Ocean.
Now, the Dust Tornadoes are on the side because I felt like you specifically, up to this week, have not been playing a lot of cards that gets put in the back row.
Yeah, I've always been on about 6 or 7, I think. Something like that.
But running 4 spell and trap removal for 6 back row doesn't feel like a good trade for me.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I mean, though. If you've got the Dust Tornadoes and the MSTs, you don't need to run both of them. I think if you had like one of each, you'd probably be like, well, probably main decking both of these. But
yeah, oh, absolutely. But yeah, I got the second MST, so I was like, great, well, I'll do. I mean, that third game felt a lot better. What I found is the second you summoned Fusilier Dragon, I had no out. I had to Sakaretsu it.
yeah.
Because when you had Skill Drain up, I couldn't Aqua Spirit, which was the other out, or Starboy, which is the other out.
So yeah, this is what I was playing. See my extra deck being all cool in there.
Nice. I think I've actually passed one of those up.
I opened the pack and there was just nothing good in it, and I was like, well, fuck it, we'll take the secret rare 1000 Dragon, and we'll just leave him in the extra deck as our little mascot. Yeah, as you can see, I don't have a ton of the big skill drain monsters at the moment.
Yeah.
But again, see, with you getting more spell trap removal as well, it puts me into an even weirder spot where I'm like, a lot of the decks I want to be playing need spell and traps to stick, and if you've got so much spell trap removal, I feel like I restrict. Like even this deck needs skill drain to stick to really do what it wants to do. So with that being so limited, it means that I felt like this deck might just fall apart if you just blow up skill drain. Obviously, it completely depends what you're on.
Yeah. Also, both my MSTs are in the bottom 3 cards of my deck, the one game that we actually got to play.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, what do you do about that, you know?
Yeah.
Just side in your Dust Tornado, Sam. That's what you had to do. But next week, we could have a bit of a shake-up because our side set for this week is going to be Dark Beginning 1.
Yeah,
So I'm sure you know there's a lot of very powerful cards in it, and you'll be getting double side set. And those packs, I believe, are more than 9 cards. I think it's like 15 cards or something. So you will also have more variety in your picks. And also there is a lot of very good cards at low rarity. For example, I think Confiscation is a common in that set. So, you know, you have more chances to get those powerful low rarity cards. And, you know, fingers crossed you pull some of the high rarity cards as well.
Yeah. Trying to think what I ban here this week.
Oh, I wanted to talk to you about that, actually, because we were talking about doing the extra ban if the gap was 3 and then you lose another game.
I understand the logic, right? But it's like, when I look back, I've lost a fair amount of games just due to bricking.
Yeah, but then
So
this would be like making up for the bad luck.
Yeah.
Because you now get to hurt me,
Still
so now
doesn't
you
sit
should.
well with me.
Well, yeah, but again, the point is that when you do win, the gap closes, you lose your extra ban, and now we're back to try and getting to even win rate.
Yeah. I mean, sure. I don't want this loss streak to continue. This week was supposed to be this deck is already pretty much there. Like, yes, I need another Gargagigo and Terra King Salmon, but it should perform without. It did not.
Well, looking at my deck, I think there's 2 very obvious hits.
Yeah,
with a
one's
third
a spell
that's
card
kind
and
of.
one's a trap card.
Yeah, I think the break is kind of the fringe third that you might think about.
Mirror Wall was actually quite high on my list.
I believe Mirror Wall is a common in Dark Beginning, or it is either Dark Beginning or Dark Revelation. So it comes down to you might pull it, you have more chances at it, but equally, I guess both of us could just have 3 of it going forward.
Yeah, And that's the other thing, is I don't know if that's healthy or not.
Yeah, I mean, like, both of us could have a playset of Confiscation going forward as well. Confiscation's a weird one. Like, is it something you would always run at 3 if you have it at 3? Maybe. So heavy life point cost, and you can play around it a bit.
I will ban. The Monster Reborn's got to go.
Yeah.
Solemn Judgment is fine, except that it can negate summons. And in our current format of only able to normal summon once a turn, that's very strong.
What are you talking about? You summoned Aqua Spirit.
Yeah, fat lot of good that did to me on the skill drain.
And I've been using Monster Reborn to summon more than once a turn.
Gonna get rid of Solemn Judgment. I think it just has to be.
Okay, Monster Reborn Solemn. I mean, I think I got both of them. In fact, they're both from Metal Raiders. No, they're not. I think Monster Reborn's from Legend of Blue Eyes. But I think I got them both in the same week, which was my second power week, which I think was week 4, something like that, 3 or 4. So yeah, 2 very good hits. Very, very powerful cards.